fake, everything's fake. It's weird. And so it's like, this is the clearest, like, fixed fight you're ever going to see. Look at this. That looks so fake.
What just happened?
He hit him with the left.
But
watch it again. Let's watch it again. Look at this guy holding his hands up and watch. Watch this. He like literally shows him his chin.
And just goes like,
and he goes down. It's also nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his prime, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're gonna stand, and he's a one-punch killer. And you're going to stand in front of that guy, and he avoided shots till the 6th round. He just started getting tired.
Well, when you're on a platform like Netflix that turns one-part episodes into a 6-part series, why would you think that part of their entertainment model is to have a 30-second fight? Why?
The internet has erupted following a shocking and controversial claim that surfaced during a recent episode of the Joe Rogan podcast regarding the Anthony Joshua vs. Jake Paul fight. According to reports now spreading rapidly online, Anthony Joshua allegedly revealed that Jake Paul approached him before the fight with an offer that has left fans stunned. Joshua reportedly claimed that Paul attempted to influence the fight by making a request that raised serious ethical concerns. If this allegation is true, it could completely change how people view the legitimacy of influencer boxing. Joshua's comments have reignited long-standing accusations that many of Jake Paul's biggest fights are driven more by business arrangements and entertainment value than genuine competition. As a result, the combat sports world is once again left asking an uncomfortable and unavoidable question: was this fight ever truly real, or was it always a carefully managed spectacle?
Better is a lot of things, 100%. In the fight game, you've seen the amazing fighters that have graced us over the last 100 years, and the expectations that we put on ourselves are immense, but I tried my best. Jake done well while it lasted, but if you remember what I said in the interview with Cameron, is fighting's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you is that, Jake, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna see a time when I'm gonna take your soul, and you're either gonna give up or you're gonna get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw tonight, Jake had...
While Joe Rogan stopped short of making any direct accusations or claims of wrongdoing, he openly questioned the realism of the matchup itself. Rogan pointed out the massive and obvious gap in experience, power, technical skill, and ring intelligence between Anthony Joshua, a former heavyweight world champion, and Jake Paul, a YouTube star turned boxer. Rogan suggested that if Joshua had entered the ring with the sole intention of finishing the fight as quickly and decisively as possible, the bout likely would not have lasted very long. He also highlighted how modern combat sports are increasingly shaped by entertainment platforms, massive paydays, and streaming deals, where extending a fight and creating drama can sometimes be more financially valuable than ending it quickly with a brutal knockout.
Or spectacle-ish fights. People were like, oh, this is you fought, Nate Robinson, like a basketball player.
Yeah, but the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
He knocked him
dead.
the fuck out,
And
yeah.
it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no. That was skillful. So like there's like boxing matches where you see two guys just slugging it out, one guy lands a punch, and yeah, he landed a good punch. What Jake did is he slid back and landed a punch.
Yeah.
It's like the athleticism along with the intelligence, the technique. I'm like, he's not even doing it that long. And he's also hyper competitive, even though he's wealthy.
Yeah.
Like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for
But
competition.
it hasn't,
He's also nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his prime, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're gonna stand, and he's a one-punch killer. And you're gonna stand in front of that guy, and he avoided shots till.
Sports commentator Simon Jordan added even more fuel to the controversy by claiming that Anthony Joshua could have knocked out Jake Paul at virtually any moment during the fight, but deliberately chose not to. According to Jordan, the bout needed to be stretched out to meet Netflix's expectations rather than boxing's competitive standards. He argued that Joshua's power, experience, timing, and overall skill level were so far beyond Paul's that a quick finish would have ruined the spectacle and hurt streaming numbers. Instead, the fight allegedly required multiple rounds, tension, and artificial drama to justify the massive platform and global audience watching. Although Jordan provided no concrete proof, his comments echoed what many fans already believe. When huge money and streaming giants are involved, entertainment value can quietly take priority over competitive reality.
On Twitter after the fight, jaw broken, heart and balls intact. That's a good thing. Time to rest, recover, and return to cruiserweight. I mean, he's coming out of it as if, well, yeah, I got battered in the end, but boy,
that's what he will do. I mean, it depends what you think this was. I mean, I never felt it was anything other than entertainment. I'm not surprised that it. I mean, Anthony Joshua could have knocked Jake Paul out anytime he wanted to. He didn't want to.
So why didn't he?
Because, well, when you're on a platform like Netflix that turns one-part episodes into a 6-part series, why would you think that part of their entertainment model is to have a 30-second fight? Why? You watch a Netflix series, you can watch it and you can go, well, I get the gist of it. Why have you got to turn it into 10 episodes? Because I'm dying with boredom after episode.
Are you telling me that Netflix...
Chael Sonnen did not hold back in his reaction to the fight, bluntly stating that what fans witnessed was not real boxing. According to Sonnen, while the match had the appearance and visuals of a boxing contest, it lacked the core elements that define the sport. He argued that true boxing is built on danger, urgency, and the constant risk that a single mistake can end the fight instantly. Sonnen claimed none of that was present in this bout. The pacing, restraint, and overall tone felt more like a controlled exhibition than a genuine fight. While he stopped short of accusing anyone of fixing outcomes, his message was unmistakable. When elite fighters appear capable of ending a fight at will but choose not to, the event stops being a competition and starts becoming pure entertainment.
Boxing match. Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there. He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this contest. And then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. He was fighting. He's got to go forward. So now he's clinched him. Now he's dropping down to his knees. He's going below the waist. He's getting a double leg position. Jake was fighting for his survival. You could see that this animal who's been caged and is just trying to make it through. It was incredible. And any boxer that wants to say, well, that wasn't high-level boxing, go ahead. I won't argue with you. But any human that says that wasn't...
Following the fight, Anthony Joshua offered an honest and reflective assessment of his performance. Despite winning by 6th-round knockout, Joshua admitted that he was not satisfied with how he fought. He acknowledged that it was not his best showing and believed he could have performed much better. Joshua explained that he struggled early to land clean shots and was unable to corner Jake Paul as quickly as many expected. He described the result as a win, but not a success, emphasizing that he still has significant room for improvement and higher standards for himself as a fighter.
I'm going to see a time when I'm going to take your soul and you're either going to give up or you're going to get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best, and I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did. And secondly, even when he got knocked down, he kept on trying to get up, and I take my hat off to him. So America, I think you have someone who could potentially, if he still has the heart for it, come back again, dust the dirt off his shoulder, and come again and maybe.
Despite suffering a knockout loss, Jake Paul wasted no time shifting attention toward his next potential challenge. Immediately after the fight, Paul called out former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. In his post-fight comments, Paul insisted that he is ready to test himself against the most dangerous opponents in combat sports. The call-out appeared to be a calculated move, using the massive attention generated by the Joshua fight to position himself as a legitimate crossover threat. Fans reacted with a mix of excitement and skepticism, questioning whether Paul could realistically handle Ngannou's devastating power and wrestling background. From Paul's perspective, however, the matchup represents another opportunity to dominate headlines, sell pay-per-views, and expand his brand, continuing his pattern of high-risk, high-reward fights that blur the line between sport and spectacle.
I can't really fucking talk.
Are you in pain?
Yeah.
In awe of the fact that you do what you do.
I mean, it's not that hard to get your ass beat. I won 2 rounds and then I got dropped. But it was a great experience. Like, I learned a lot in there. but I had him wobbled at one point.
He hit you in the face, and not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
Wow, that was nice. I was on the ground. I was like, that was a good shot.
Did he surprise you with his power?
He surprised my jaw. It's literally snapped.
What,
It's like a baseball in there. But yeah, I mean, I told everyone, though, that I would do better than Francis, and that Francis kind of got no chin.
So
Francis low-key soft. I think maybe now he'll take it.
Well,
Deontay Wilder also weighed in on the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul matchup, describing it as one of the most bizarre spectacles in modern boxing history. Wilder expressed disbelief that a former heavyweight champion like Joshua would agree to fight a social media influencer. He questioned both the competitive legitimacy of the matchup and the motivations behind it. While acknowledging the entertainment value and massive financial incentives, Wilder made it clear that from a professional boxing standpoint, the fight felt unnatural. He highlighted the enormous gap in skill, experience, and power between the two fighters and hinted that Joshua's approach may have been influenced more by media exposure and streaming platforms than by pure sporting competition.
In my opinion, I think it's scripted a little bit because, you know, of the weight difference, and, you know, Joshua's a former, you know, champion. And also, you know, he's current, he's active, you know, and this is going to be the first time that we see Paul, you know, fighting an active fighter. You know what I mean? We seen the Mike Tyson, that was all fun, that was cute, you know what I'm saying? It's fun and games and stuff, but now you're dealing with a real professional, you know, and so we'll see how it ends up in. You know, like I said, I think it's scripted, but, you know, we're going to see. At the end of the day, I just want everybody to have fun. I want them to enjoy themselves because we risk our lives for others' entertainment, and just go home safely to be able to have memories and say we did a great job.
Thank you. Let's get a bomb squad to end.
Brendan Schaub was equally critical, openly suggesting that the fight felt fake. Known for his blunt and unfiltered opinions, Schaub argued that the pacing, Joshua's apparent restraint, and the overall flow of the fight raised serious doubts about how real it actually was. He noted that a fighter of Joshua's caliber could have ended the fight decisively at almost any moment, yet the action seemed unusually controlled. Schaub also pointed to the influence of pay-per-view platforms, streaming deals, and media narratives, suggesting that financial incentives may have taken priority over sporting integrity. While he did not accuse anyone of officially fixing the fight, his comments echoed the growing belief among fans that the bout was designed to maximize drama and spectacle rather than deliver a true competitive contest.
That Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight, huh? I don't know what to say, man. I haven't seen the reaction online. Something's up, yeah? Anthony Joshua didn't throw a single straight right hand for 6 rounds. He didn't cut off the ring. I'm trying to make sense of it. It's tough to pin a guy down when he's on his bike and Jake was moving so much. I'm trying to be cool. It was weird, right? Something's up. Even the knockdown where they called it. Anybody who's ever been concussed, I've been there. When he got knocked down, the first thing he did was look at his brother and say, "That was a good one." When you're concussed, you really don't have the brain power to do that. I don't know, man. It was disappointing. Super disappointing. Super disappointing. Kudos to both those boys. Get your money. Get your bag, boys. So I'm not mad at anybody. I think they both made like 90 mil. Get your bag. But I got some questions, right?
Even after the final bell, criticism of the matchup continues. Many observers argue that the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight should never have taken place. Critics emphasize that the vast differences in size, experience, and skill between a former heavyweight world champion and a social media influencer turned boxer made the fight feel more like a spectacle than a legitimate sporting event.
Taken 6 rounds by Jake Paul. We're in the aftermath here. The press conference is going on behind us. We're yet to see Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua out here. Ak, you were ringside, you were around the whole fight. People are complaining that Anthony Joshua may have embarrassed himself in there tonight, letting Jake take him 6 rounds.
It's ridiculous. Anybody that saying that doesn't know anything about boxing. First off, if you see how Jake was moving and clinching the first 3-4 rounds of that fight, you would understand. It doesn't matter how bad you are. If a fighter in front of you is destined to not get hit and not get knocked out, it's almost impossible to knock that guy out. When Jake was okay with exchanging and trying, even he was exhausted, he said, I'm gonna try, that's when AJ was there to land the shots. AJ did what he's supposed to do. Not easy to knock a guy out that's surviving, you know that.
Yeah, I do. I wondered early on whether he didn't have a lot of adrenaline and he was walking Jake down. Jake was making himself small and moving away. And AJ said, you know what, I'm gonna take my time here and marinate you.
Exactly, listen, when a guy that's moving like Jake, that's inexperienced, you're going to gas out. I knew it after half the first round. If Jake keeps moving like that, he's going to gas out in 2-3 rounds. And I noticed that AJ said, okay, I'm gonna let him run around, right? People are screaming, cut the ring off. Let me let him run around and gas out. Once he gassed out, what happened? He had to stay in front of him. And
some critics have gone further, arguing that placing Jake Paul in the ring with a fighter who has Olympic credentials and true heavyweight power posed serious safety risks. These concerns were seemingly validated by Paul's broken jaw and multiple knockdowns, reinforcing fears that the matchup crossed a dangerous line.
Bigger picture, you and I are boxing guys, we go to boxing all the time. The question we perhaps need to ask is, did that entertain the fans tonight? Should we be seeing that again? Is that it now? We've seen that novelty. Should a fight like that between an Olympic champion, a two-weight heavyweight world champion, against a relative novice, should that be sanctioned and licensed by a commission? You know, it was a one-off. Jake's a one-off, but we shouldn't be seeing a lot of these events, in my view.
Never again. We should never have that gap of experience.
The mismatch.
Skill set should never happen again. I mean, to your point, Jake is an anomaly, right? Like, we can let him get that off. He tried it, and he even landed a couple of shots, but you saw at first, I mean, as soon as he landed first right hand, even he saw, I can't hurt this guy. I'm not going to. It was
a pebble.
Anthony Joshua later addressed the backlash directly, admitting that he understands and accepts the criticism surrounding the fight. He acknowledged that fans hold him to a higher standard because of his legacy as a former heavyweight champion. Joshua said he understands why many people were disappointed or confused by the matchup. Rather than deflecting blame, he took responsibility, explaining that when you choose to step into the ring, especially in a crossover spectacle, you must accept the public reaction that follows. His comments carried a reflective tone, showing that he is aware the fight blurred the line between entertainment and competition, and that fans are justified in questioning it.
Maybe against a Gervonta Davis, a Ryan Garcia, who knows?
Eddie, I want to follow with you because when this fight was first announced, you had said something to the effect of this would end Jake Paul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, no, I really take my hat off. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know, he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be a one-sided fight. But you can't give him anything but credit and respect. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of people who want to criticise people. They're not doing what Jake Paul's done. He just went in with Anthony Joshua and gave it his best shot. Took a lot of punishment and ended the fight eventually on his feet.
Eddie, AJ's won 6 rounds. He kind of dismantled him. He took his time. How do you see it?
Yeah, it was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe because Jake was moving so much, holding, but did well, I thought. I mean, I was impressed with him. I mean, I was more impressed with his toughness because I think that last shot would have knocked out most heavyweights. I mean,
he broke his jaw.
Yeah, I know. It knocked him out, but he was not unconscious. You know, I mean, look, he may not come back from it. If he has broken his jaw, it's a big injury to come back from.
Well, there's pictures of him in hospital right now.
Well, listen, you've got to respect him because he did what many people wouldn't do, which was get in the ring with him. And, you know, he didn't, I know he run and hold, but he also let his hands go at times. And he was in the firing line. And, you know, we got 6 good rounds in the end of actual
Is that how
work.
you see it in the end?
Yeah, I actually think it's a positive because, you know, we could have gone in there and got it all over with 45 seconds. He's done an 8-week camp, and now he's done 6 rounds. He's got something to go back and work on with the team, and onwards.
So now the question remains, in your opinion, was this a genuine boxing match, or was it a carefully scripted spectacle designed for entertainment and profit?